여러분 안녕하십니까. 여기 Nutty Bar이라고 엄청나게 유명한 유튜버입니다. So Nutty Bar, nice to meet you.
Hey, great to meet you.
Can you quickly introduce yourself to the Korean audience?
So it's great to be here. I'm Nutty Bar Trading, my YouTube channel. Been trading for 3 years and just documenting my journey.
Alright, so your channel slogan is full transparency.
Yes.
It's never easy to disclose both wins and losses. What was the main motivation behind your decision?
I started trading prop. I came into the YouTube scene, I was watching a lot of streamers. I had a couple of different favorite streamers that I was watching. This was 3 years ago. One thing I noticed is from day to day, people's accounts seemed to change and it was really difficult to actually follow someone's journey. A lot of times, they'd have a green day and then a couple of days later, all of a sudden they'd have a different account and it was just hard to follow someone's journey because you knew they were having red days or blow ups, but you wouldn't see it. And it was kind of frustrating to me and I decided, I was actually kind of challenged. I challenged one of the streamers, kind of called him out on it and he got offended.
Oh, it's not Patrick Whelan?
No, it wasn't Patrick.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I did call him out too,
Yeah.
but not in this particular instance. But and he challenged me. He's like, you know what? If you don't like it, whatever, start your own channel. And I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
So you're first part of the chat.
Yeah, yes. And I don't see anybody really just being fully transparent. I also did it for myself so it would hold me accountable. Because I would find myself having consistent days and then one day where I would just get triggered and go on tilt and blow everything up. Maybe if I stream in front of people, it'll help that. I'm not as likely to be an idiot in front of more people. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stream, I'm gonna be fully transparent, and whatever happens, happens. I didn't know how, I really had no idea where it would take off from there. So I just decided I was gonna do it, and the main thing that I'm going to focus on is being transparent. If people want to see that, I'll see the results. And if people don't want to see it, it's okay. But that was kind of wanted to start it off on. People definitely were craving that. Got a lot of feedback that people really love seeing the transparency. And it's just some people hide it. So it is sometimes embarrassing. Making those recap videos when you blow up 20, 30 accounts it is definitely not fun.
I mean, for me, if I blow up my accounts or I have big red days, live stream view goes up.
Oh yeah, it does.
Same as well.
Yes. Yeah, if I'm on the borderline or if I enter into a tilt phase, I try not to look at my viewers. It immediately goes into my mind, I'm like, they're just here to see one thing.
Yeah.
And I do not want to give it to them. It's kind of like when you see a train wreck about to happen. It's not like you like seeing it, but you cannot not watch. You have to see it happen.
Yeah. So many Korean viewers are aspiring to transition from regular jobs to full-time trading. And based on your experience, what would you say are the minimum requirements that one must meet to go for that transition?
Honestly, I always feel like having multiple sources of income when you start trading is very important. Don't quit your job if you're relying on your trading as your only source of income. The more pressure you put on yourself to make payouts, the harder it is. So either do both at the same time until you grow enough of a balance and a savings where you have, I would say at minimum 6 months. Have 6 months of your living expenses saved up so that you can have 6 months where you don't have to get a payout. And then take it slow, and it's just so crazy how it works, but the more that we feel we have to get a payout by this date, it's usually immediately translates into an unwillingness to accept a loss. And then that turns usually ugly.
You're currently managing incredible number of funded accounts, PA accounts, somewhere between 30 to 40?
Yes, I think right now it's 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Could you walk us through the system or the tools like copy traders you use to manage all as if they were your single account?
Yes, so as far as my copy trader, I use Replicanto. I think the copy trader is probably the most important tool that you have at your arsenal. Most important, what you trust and what you're familiar with. And for me, I've used Replicanto for 3 years. I know how it works. Like the worst thing that happens is when you You know, you enter an order and the lead account gets filled, maybe 2 or 3, but then the rest of the accounts don't get filled. That's when you really start to cause issues with your trade copier, and just knowing how to handle those situations and not panicking.
Yeah.
I always tell my chat, you know, the most important thing with a trade copy, don't just go clicking buttons.
Yeah.
If something isn't working or if it's lagging, the more button you click, the worse it's going to be. So I always just try to make sure you understand what it looks like when the trade copier maybe is messing up, and then don't panic and just go turn off the trade copier and then go in individually each account, get out of positions individually, and then go back in. Don't try to get out of the positions using the trade copier. You know, that's where things can go. You start to hedge accidentally, and that's not a good time.
Right. Yeah, so I completely agree with you. There are no perfect copy trader.
No, there
There's
isn't.
always an error that will happen. So I
Yes.
think handling those errors well, the experience, a lot of my community members and I use Affordable Indicators Copy Trader.
Like, I use Affordable Indicators, the account dashboard. I love it. It displays all my accounts really neatly, my P&L. It allows my viewers to really see exactly what kind of day I'm having and, you know, tracking my progress. So I love that part, and I don't have anything bad to say about the copy trader.
So instead of focusing on growing one massive account, you've chosen to run many smaller ones. Is there a specific strategy reason for this? And what are the benefits in terms of risk management?
So if you have one large account, obviously in the prop firm space, that's really difficult to do. You'd have to grow that account exponentially. So it just makes more sense trading prop firms, spreading out your risk across prop firms. I always, you know, recommend, you know, diversifying across prop firms. And then it's crazy how if you're copy trading 30 accounts or 35 accounts, a $200 day per account is a really good day. That's $7,000. So it can add up. Just the small base hits really add up. It's a catch-22 because there's obviously then when you have those red days, that's also, it adds up. So you really have to be disciplined and accept those red days. It's still a challenge, something I'm working on. So I'm not sure I have all the answers for it, but
So
we
which
try.
prop firms do you trade with?
Currently I'm trading with APEC, Tradeify, Lucid, and Take Profit Trader. Those are my 4 prop firms that I trade with, and that's where I have the 35 accounts. And really happy. I think those are really solid firms, and each one their own unique, you know, advantage, and they have their unique rules to each one.
Can I ask you your last year's payout? How much is it in YouTube?
Yeah, I share all my expenses. I share all my payouts. One thing I started doing last year is sharing my expenses. If I'm going to share my payout, it's only fair to also share my expenses because it adds up. And I think, you know, people see someone with $300,000 in payout, and if they don't see that they spent $100,000, it's just good for the audience to, I think, relate to it and know they can kind of see where they're going on, maybe on their journey. But yeah, I think I had $295,000 in payouts last year.
Wow.
And my expenses were just a little bit more than $90,000.
About a third.
About
Close
a third,
to
yes.
it. Wow.
So
Also, we've seen frequent rule changes from major prop firms. So in such a volatile environment, what is the most important operational principle a trader must follow to ensure longevity?
for the prop firm or for
the trader?
For the trader, I would say, honestly, you're probably just trading your own system. And most of the prop firm rules, I think the main thing is the consistency part. If you have some accounts that have consistency versus some that don't, that's the biggest thing to be aware of. I think most of the time, the prop firms, the rules don't hinder you that much if you have basic risk management on your account. But I think it's very important to be aware of the rules. Like, understand the rules, read the rules before you buy accounts.
So I guess it's also good to have a community because
Oh,
they
very
always
much.
share that news. Yeah, right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The community is great feedback. I rely a lot on my community. If red flags start popping up on different prop firms, whatever, it'll let me know, and the community regulates itself in a way, and it's very helpful.
So you do live stream every day. What are the top items on your pre-market checklist? And that you never skip before
Yes.
the opening
so
bell?
number one is checking my trade copier, making sure I have the parent account selected when I'm going to trade. Basically, just kind of doing a mechanic check and making sure all of that is good. And then I like trading the overnight session, so usually I'm very familiar with kind of how the overnight session went, and then being aware of where those overnight highs, overnight lows are, and just kind of preparing for it. But then I try not to get too much of a bias heading into the day. I've found that if I have a really strong bias, when I get myself in trouble, I tend to hold my losers a little bit too long when I start to create a bias pre-market. So I try to just go in with an open mind and see what the market shows and adapt accordingly.
So your overnight session is the Europe session, right?
Yes, Europe and Asia. I also
Asia.
trade Asia session as well.
Asia is so slow.
It is at times. You can usually tell pretty quickly, like by, it would be 8 o'clock Eastern my time, usually about 8 o'clock. Usually you can tell, like, okay, this is going to be a slow session. Right now, the recent couple days, I mean, it's been crazy. The metals have been going absolutely wild. Even in the overnight, the Asia session, it's been crazy. It's been plenty of volatility as of late.
So everyone has days when they have to eat humble pie. Yeah. Did you make that term?
I don't know. I don't know that I did, but I use it.
Yeah, after a big loss, right?
Yes.
So when your mentality is shaken, how do you reset your mind and stay disciplined for the next trading day?
Great question. Yeah, so when I have a really bad session, some days you go into the day and you start trading, and it's just every single trade and setup that you take, it's just immediately wrong, and it just gets stopped out immediately. Very frustrating. But when I go through those sessions, the one thing that I try to do is lock in some small gains. It's almost like a mentality shift. Like, okay, even if it's like, if my normal target is usually 15 to 20 points, if I had a really bad session, then I'll just try to lock in 5 points. Like, just lock in a small win. And sometimes just seeing that small win and seeing a little bit of green really can change your mentality. I think a lot of it is confidence, at least for me. When you're going through a losing streak, it's hard to remember what it feels like to have a winning trade. And I think it's important just to gain and get some kind of traction, some kind of momentum. If I get a couple wins like that under my belt, then take a break as well. Like, if I go through a really bad losing streak, like couple days in a row, that's when I'll take like a break from the market completely. I don't even open my charts for a day. I don't stream, just completely walk away. Kind of resets my brain. Coming back the next day, a fresh look at the market, that helps as well. For me.
In a recent video, you shared your goals for 2026. But where do you ultimately see yourself as both a trader and an educator in coming years?
As a trader, honestly, I just want to improve. I try not to put like dollar amounts to it, even though I think I did. Obviously, that is the end goal, is to get payouts, so it is very important, but I just want to improve. I want to lower my expenses. That's a big focus for me this year. Lowering my expenses, less tilt, and just more discipline, knowing when to walk away. When you have that day and it's just a struggle, you're just not in sync with the market, and just be okay with walk away, come back tomorrow. Every time I do that, I walk away, and then the next morning I come back. I'm never that I come back and I'm always happy that I did. And then the next day, my accounts are still there and it's a fresh day. It's like a fresh start. So just trying to do more of that. And it's when I don't stop trying to make the losses back, and all of a sudden you look and everything's gone. When that happens is when it's really difficult to recover, and it causes a lot of expenses to get those accounts back, get funded accounts back. So more that I can prevent the blow up, minimize my expenses, the payouts will come.
And can you please share with the Korean audience your favorite, your most reliable strategy?
영상 잘 보고 계신가요? 잠깐 쉬고 가자면 요즘 전 세계 트레이더들 사이에서 프랍 트레이딩이 엄청난 트렌드가 되고 있습니다. 인터뷰하고 있는 이 분도, 그리고 저 역시 프랍 트레이딩으로 매매를 하고 있습니다. 왜일까요? 내 돈으로 트레이딩하는 건 매우 리스크가 크기 때문이죠. 한 번의 실수로 저희의 잔고가 다 날아갈 수 있으니까요. 프랍 트레이딩은 다릅니다. 소액의 시험 비용을 내고 트레이딩 시험을 치르는 거죠. 그러면 통과 시 큰 상금과 보상을 얻을 수 있고요. 실력이 더 검증되면 더 큰 자본을 후원받고 매매할 수 있는 기회를 얻을 수 있습니다. 이런 프랍 트레이딩을 가장 활발하게 다루는 유일무이한 커뮤니티는 저희 그라인딩 라이프입니다. 현재 많은 사람들이 프랍 트레이딩으로 매매하고 있는 종목은 크게 두 가지로 나뉩니다. 미국 지수, 나스닥 S&P와 크립토죠, 비트코인. 실제 이런 프랍 트레이딩을 통해 꾸준히 출금하고 있는 위닝 트레이더들의 후기와 국내뿐만이 아닌 해외 글로벌 고수 트레이더들의 인터뷰와 강의가 계속 소개될 예정입니다. 관심 있으시다면 지금 보고 계신 제이트레이더 채널 좋아요, 구독 눌러주시고요. 고정 댓글에 그라인딩 라이프 네이버 카페 링크 올려두겠습니다.
Okay, my most reliable strategy. I'm a very simple man. I've looked at a lot of different strategies. This one just kind of made sense to me, but I'm a continuation trader. I look for a strong trend, and once I find a strong trend, I'm just looking for a pullback. I have the 2-minute 21 EMA and the 5-minute 21 EMA and the 1-minute 21 EMA. Those three EMAs I have kind of as a reference. Once I see a pullback into those areas, I'm just looking for breakout candle above the previous candle, and that's my entry long. I'll scale out at the previous high, and then I'll just try to trail my stop and get a runner going. So that's my bread and butter. I do take other strategies, but anytime I struggle, anytime I'm going through a little bit of a losing streak, I come back to that strategy. I just focus only on taking really good setup. A lot of people would call them bear flags and bull flags. That's what I would use as my default strategy.
How do you distinguish between the trending day versus the ranging day?
So that's where I really use the overnight session. If we are trading within the overnight session, in that range, I'm always hesitant. I always feel like then we're stuck, and it's more of a ranging session when we're within that overnight session. Once we break above or below that overnight high or low, that's where I will look for the continuation. But it also has, you can't. Sometimes you get trapped. That's when strategy definitely doesn't work all the time.
Yeah.
You just got to take your loss and you move on, but that's kind of the key levels and the key things that I look for.
If the market doesn't reach overnight high or low,
Yes.
what do you have a different strategy for the
It's a little bit difficult for me.
for everyone, ranging days, right?
It is hard, and sometimes I feel like I force trades a little bit too much in those sessions, but if it starts to do that a little bit, I do trade support and resistance. And if we start to really put in a range session, I always tell myself, because where I get myself in a lot of trouble is when we're in those ranging sessions and I try to almost predict a breakout. So it's almost more about me just making sure I don't do that. Like, I'm okay if I want to trade the range and I go, short the previous resistance or buy at the support, I'm okay with that. But when I really get myself in trouble is when I try to almost predict a breakout, because then the breakout doesn't happen, and now we're just right back in the range, and you get trapped, and all of a sudden you're just getting stopped out at the bottom and top, and that's when things go really bad for me.
You said having multiple source of income is important. Do you have any other source of income than trading?
Yes, so obviously as an influencer, I have income from different revenues from affiliates to my YouTube, like that type of thing. So I used to be a 50% owner in a business. So until just recently, that was my other source of income that I had to rely on.
I heard yesterday that you're a family man.
Yes.
So how's trading? Does it help you to become a better trader, or because you have to be locked in at 9:30? But what if
Yes.
your kids wake
Yeah.
up? Well,
Yeah, it can happen. I mean, obviously, anyone that watches my stream, you'll notice sometimes Cody, my 4-year-old, he'll come in and he'll cheer the market on. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I usually don't mind, but it's great to have a support system, and big shout out to my wife. She's been great. When I first approached her 3 years ago, I came to her and I'm like, hey, I've got this crazy idea. I'd love to start trading prop firms. At first I had to explain what a prop firm is and how it worked, and then I wanted to go on this YouTube journey, and she's been very supportive from the get-go. So I think that's very, very important. Having someone there when you have those bad red days, having someone there that encourages you and supports you, world of a difference between that and someone that kind of kicks you when you're down. Makes a big difference in your mental, and I think it's very, very important. Just overall, your success as an influencer and as a trader.
yeah, I'm trying to get myself a wife. It's really tough because I get really picky. Maybe I shouldn't get picky because I'm constantly thinking this is going to be my partner for the rest of my life.
That's what
and
you want to do.
She's going to be mother of my children.
Right.
So it's okay for me to be picky.
It is.
Oh,
It is
okay.
definitely okay to be picky.
Okay.
And I think wise to be picky and selective.
And my last question is live or prop?
Honestly, I mean, maybe this is biased, but I was kind of faced with that dilemma. I had a lot of questions like, how does this work? Is this legit? And why not just start your own live account? But if you're a new trader, you are going to have some tuition costs, is what I call it, where you're going to have blown accounts. It's going to happen. There's no trader that just comes in and just immediately figures everything out and never goes through any drawdown, very seldom. So you're going to have tuition costs. So have that as minimal as you can while you're learning and gaining screen time. And the best way to do that for me is prop firm. Minimizing your risk and using prop firms as a tool to educate and to learn how to trade, what not to do. And then as you can scale that up and you start to prove that, hey, I can be profitable and you're taking money from prop firms, I think it's wise then to have a live account as well. Just grow that account with the prop account.
I also ask this because in my chat, sometimes I get chats like prop firms make money off of people losing.
Yes.
Their rules are designed to fail you, so it's a scam.
That is a very common comment and question. So I always say, like, a prop firm doesn't have to hope that you lose, because it doesn't matter if you're in a prop firm trading or you just use your own real live money. So if you have your own real live money, you put in a $5,000 account, the statistics show that 95% of people are going to blow up that account. That same percentage translates to the prop firms. The difference is dollar amount. Here, in a live account, you've blown $5,000, and with a prop firm account, you maybe blew $100 to $200. But you gain the same amount of screen time and the same amount of lessons were learned. If you're thinking about going into trading, understand that there are going to be tuition costs. Don't be naive and think that you're special and that you're someone unique, that you won't have any struggles or anything like that. You're just accept it up front that there are tuition costs, and it's okay. That's part of learning. And now just answer the question. It's just way easier learning on the prop account because the market moves the same way.
Right.
You're looking at the same data. So that's always how I look at it, but to each their own. I know there's arguments on both sides.
여러분, 여기까지가 이제 Nutty Bar 트레이더님의 인터뷰였고요. Thanks for the interview, Nutty Bar.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Love what you're doing.
Have any plan to visit South Korea?
I would love to actually. The last couple of days, I've heard a lot about South Korea. I've heard the golfing is really nice.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
So our Grinding Live community, we are the largest futures community and prop
Wow.
community.
Awesome.
And we hold 2 seminars, offline seminars every year, March and October.
Okay.
If you can visit in October,
Sounds
it'll
great.
be good. Hundreds
Maybe.
of people come.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That would be neat. That would be really neat.
Nutty Bar 유튜브 채널 있고요. 안녕.
안녕.